For number 21, now we have an inequality. Inequalities are solved almost exactly the way we solve equations, except when we multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, we're going to flip the inequality, change the direction of the inequality. So we start off with 7 minus 6x less than or equal to 8 minus 5x. It's like an equation with x on both sides. We pick on the little guy. So we want the smallest x term. It happens to be the negative 6 is the bigger loser. We add 6 to both sides, and remember why we do that is that we get back to a positive value for x when we're done. So we have 7 is less than or equal to 8 plus x. If I was to subtract x from both sides, subtract 8 rather, from both sides, I get negative 1 less than or equal to x, and we would write it with the x on the left. X is greater than or equal to negative 1. So that's 21. For problem 22, we do have a denominator, we have a fraction, so we're going to multiply both sides by the common denominator. And so inside parentheses, 2x minus 1, 2 times 2x minus 1 over 5, greater than or equal to 5 times negative 3. So when we do this, and why we do this is so that those 5's will cancel each other out, and we end up with just 2 times 2x minus 1 greater than or equal to negative 15. At this point we're going to distribute. We get 4x minus 2 greater than or equal to negative 15. 4x, we add 2 to both sides. And we'll have 4x is greater than or equal to negative 13 divided by 4. And x is greater than or equal to negative 13 over 4. So that does it for problem number 22. We'll scroll down to work on the next ones. Now, this sheet doesn't have a 23, it has two number 24s. So we'll just solve them the way we normally would. 7 minus 3x is greater than or equal to negative 20. Since there's only one x, we're going to leave it where it is. We get rid of the 7 by subtracting 7 from both sides. We have negative 3x is greater than or equal to negative 27. Subtract both sides, divide both sides by 3. Of course, the 3's cancel, and we end up with x is greater than or equal to 9. Remember, negative divided by negative is positive, so that's number 24. Or rather, that's the first number 24, and this is the second number 24. Now with 24 and 25 in this problem set, we have what's called a compound inequality, where we have, for example, negative 4 is less than 2x plus 8, which is less than 20. And the way we're going to solve this is simply by adding or subtracting something from all of the different parts, or multiplying, dividing each of the different parts by something. So the goal is to get the x by itself in the middle, and to do that we're going to, let's set it up with lots of room to work. First we want to subtract 8 from each of the parts. When we do that, we end up with negative 12 is less than 2x is less than positive 12. Divide each part by 2. And x is greater than negative 6 is less than positive 6. So if we were to graph something like that, it would look like open circle at -6, open circle at +6, and we shade everything in between. We'll do number 25 now. With number 25, we're going to do similarly as we did in 24. We add 6 to each part. And so we have 6 is less than 3x is less than 18. Then we need to divide each part by 3. And we end up with x is greater than 2, but less than 6. Again, if we were to graph that, we'd have an open circle at 2, an open circle at 6, and shade everything in between there. All right, so that does it for this practice test as well, and we're finished.